sissy, was just telling him, just face me, and the brother's hiding behind a rock. He won't face the white man. Then Rock Hudson some kind of way kills him. And Rock Hudson is, when the movie ends, he's walking away holding the little boy, the little baby. What's the name of the little baby? You know, they're walking to somewhere. Freedom. And I looked at that even then. Said that's a bad ending there. When we got to Africa, the first place I stopped was Algeria. And we had access to all peoples. And when I got there, I was staying at a rich hotel over there. Then I stayed with, actually, Kofi Bashar. He was mentioned in, he's Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's press secretary. You can read his name in Malcolm's book. And in fact, I met a guy when I was speaking at a funeral, an African brother from Ghana. A few years ago, he told me that he was over here down in Santa Barbara, but he's kind of disabled. I never had a chance to go see him. But anyway, that brother taught me all about colonialism. And I would sit there with my mouth open. Imagine a press secretary. He is good with words. Boy, and he had a PhD, not that mean nothing, but he was good with words. He was, I could see why he was a press secretary, but he taught me about colonialism. And we had a chance right there in his house when I was living with him. He was a social guy. He had all kind of people coming through all the time, including white people. And these white people was there one night, and so we was talking about freedom and everything, and the white man said something about Portuguese Angola. He said, we hang you guys up in the trees right now. You know, he was, so we was telling him back when we get the way we wanted, it's going to be the other way. So a pretty little white woman, blonde hair, that's as pretty as she can be. She said, and what would you do with me? Dr. John Branyan, head doctor in Chicago, he was on the run too. Without giving me a chance, he said, you would be the first to go. He said, you would be the first to go. And they was mad. But what he was saying was true. You know why? At the New Africa Hotel, out on the beach, it was in 71 or 71. It was after hours, and it was airplane pilots and tourists. It was tourists. It was Americana Hotel. Americana Hotel, look at here. So all the Negroes, we was all out there. It was a clique of us. And everybody came there, Germans, everybody. So I was out dancing. My little partner he was a little older. He was a radio preacher and a lot of different stuff. Might did a little pimping. He looked like he did pimping too. He had a little tender called Dot. He's from Florida down there. So I was dancing with it and everything. So the German, big old German said, I want to dance with you. So she just flipped him off like that. So a minute later, he comes back and stands between me and her. I want to dance with you, so I cut loose. Brrr! And the minute that happened, the whole place rose up. It was a wonderful old-time fight. And my partner, he carried a painter. Crestfield was his name. He carried a panga, you know, a machete. Because he carried a gun back here, but you couldn't carry a gun over there. This is nice little suits and everything. He had a panga under that. I would see chairs coming at my head, you know, peripheral vision, and they never landed. He was slicing them crackers, look at here. Because the young guys was out fighting and the other people was observing. He was slicing them crackers. Boy, when they left, they looked like they were leaving Vietnam. Bandaged all up, carrying each other. The next day, I was at the Kilimanjaro, and a pretty little airline stewardess, about 19 years old, Chaga, I could tell she was Chaga by it. Yeah. Basically the color, it's the only light-skinned tribe in East Africa, and they Chagas, you know. I don't know how they got there, they don't know how they got there, but that's what they are. So she said, tap, 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 tap. I said, what's that all about? I saw you last night. I saw you last night. They were overwhelmed. Then it would be a Sikh with a turban on. Buana, buana, buana. Buana, buana. They were amazed at seeing white folks getting their butt kicked. You know what the rebellion wanted from us? Blaxploitation movies that showed Jim Brown, them, and all of them whooping white folks. When we asked, what do you need? That's all they said. Not guns, not ammunition, but so they could see or they could show their people that this is possible. Before, they didn't think it was possible. We'll run up against that same thing as long as we're here. People will not believe that what we're doing is possible. They won't believe it. They just won't believe it's possible. Why? Because if you don't see yourself doing something, you won't be able to see me or anybody else doing it. Right? Because you're like me, and you can't see yourself doing that. You sit there and add up the odds. My God. What are the odds of coming out favorable? Right? When you add it up, without faith, without Iman, without all of those extras that we have, what can you come up with? You come up with, I'll join the system. You'll do like everybody else did. The revolutionaries. We're going to fight the system from the inside. Well, they've been in there now almost 50 years. They haven't did much. They died in there. They didn't die. Them people, they died. Sister Ugabuga and Brother Mumbo Jumbo and them, all of them got in there. And before you knew it, they naturals had got real small, and then they was, the King's English improved, and they just was, it was basically sad. Do y'all remember, we'll fight the system from the inside? They didn't fight no system from the inside. They joined the system.
They still doing it today.
Oh, shoot. Do it today.
They still doing it.
Look, when people go to college, when they go to training, everywhere they go is to get in the system. There's no revolutionary school in the United States where you go there and study rebellion. Where you going? I'm going to the rebellion school. I'm going to get my stuff in rebellion. Where would you go? There's no place to go. You could come here, but there's no, think about it. There is no other place. Even Martin Luther King them had the places they could go and study a little bit of this, a little bit of that. They done already blocked them. They got the Southern law, poverty, whatever it is. Them people is arguing with each other,
Right.
and you can't go anywhere. What people would think they could start any program in America and the white boss man ain't gonna roll in on it. He got to. He cannot help it.
Right.
It's not, it don't make no difference what it is, who it is. If it exists, he's gonna send his boys in there. He got to. He can't help it. He did so much wrong, he can't trust, they don't trust anything to chance. Everything has to be controlled. And they think decades ahead, and they think they're losing their stuff. But anyway, let me get back to it. I went to the doctor today, heart doctor, and you go in there. Well, first of all, today, I went to the heart doctor yesterday. Today was one of those hundreds of beautiful days where everything is a little lighter, you know, like bright. You know, like on the TV, you got different shades, dark, medium, and then bright. This was a bright day, and there are many bright days, but this one was like where you engage with society, but you're not attached to it. You know what I mean? You engage with your goals and the white man and all that. You gotta be. You engage with him, but you're not attached to goals and all of that. You're like, they always talk about living the now. You are enjoying the outside and few birds they got left flying around, and just, you know, you're just enjoying that. And you don't have nothing you got to do. You know what I mean? Like some people, they gotta do it. You don't have nothing you have to do. You are just enjoying that. And it drifts over into like when you're lifting weights, sometimes you say, man, I want to hurry up, finish my sets. Hurry up for what? You don't have no plane to catch, no train to catch. Enjoy what you're doing now. Okay, that's the same as saying we're enjoying what we're doing right now. But that's a long road. I want to mention, I'm going to go backwards. Yesterday, when I went to the doctor's office, finally, you know, when they put that oozy stuff on you, like they're going to give you a sonogram. They give a woman a sonogram, and they put that oozy stuff on them. Then they go over their stomach, and you see the heartbeat of the baby, and you see all of that. Okay, they do the same thing on your heart. So you lay down on your side, and then he puts so you're there watching your heart. So when it's over, he says, you're definitely all right. He said, man, he said, that boy is working excellent. Talk about my heart. I said, yeah, well, you know, I run pretty regular. I am getting back my little feeling. You can tell when I go down and come up, like the other day, I couldn't hardly get up. You know, but so, well, I got another week and I'll be having me a chair, you know, but then Allah help you. But then the doctor said, well, you have a heart murmur or something. I said, bull crap. And then they wanted me to come and they scheduled me to take one of the walk and breathe tests. So they finished with them. The guy, you know why? Here's why. I'm going to walk this back. A little over 20 years ago at Heinemann in Philadelphia, that big hospital, the white boy, a weed smoker, he did the same thing on my leg. You know, I'm supposed to have blood clots. So he puts the oozy stuff on there, and then rubs it on my leg. So he tells me, you're an athlete, aren't you? I said, yeah, I'm trying to get around a little bit. He said, yeah, far out. Then he said, so they told you what? I said, well, I got blood clots. He said, yeah. He said, watch this. So he squeezed my leg, and it makes an ocean sound. It's go whoosh, just like the ocean. He said, you hear that? Sounds like the ocean, doesn't it? I said, yeah, what's that mean? It meant, so I told him again, when he said, so they told you, this, he's telling me what they told me about blood clots. And he was saying, far out. You know how white boys talk, far out. He didn't say they lied to you or it's not possible, because first thing he said to me was, you're an athlete, aren't you? Now in those days I was running 8 miles a day, 10 miles a day, 12 miles a day, 5 miles a day. I was running, with hand weights and everything, 5 pounds in each hand. I was really running then. Then, several things happened. One thing, when they stuck one of the cameras through my groin here up to my lungs, this is the white doctors, they said, you might cough, and I did. But I believe I was coughing because they was attaching, why would I cough? When they attach whatever they attach to your lung, right? Then your body responds like that. This is my view of it. Then I told the doctor,